Good morning, YouTubers. Out at my workshop this morning, and I've got what I call an old park bench that I have outside of my house near my workshop. As you can see, it had better days, so I'm going to take and try to repair it. I'm one of those guys that don't like to throw things out, especially something that has really good bones to it. If you look at this bench, it has wrought iron sides here. It's pretty good metal, pretty strong. Uh, so I just probably want to take that, sand it down, and spray paint it. But the wood, not quite sure what type of wood it is. As you can see, it's coming apart, and it's pretty weather beat. So I got 24 screws that holds it together, 12 on the right, 12 on the left, and a metal strap in the middle that's held on by Phillips head screws on the back. So, but I won't show you me taking the 24 screws out and all the Phillips head screws off that strap in the back. But I will show you at times steps throughout the process with me refurbishing this park bench. Okay guys, I'm back. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to disassemble the bench. As you can see, I have my two wrought iron arms, which are in great condition. I just have to sand them down, which is going to be the next step for me, is to sand and prep the arms for the bench. There's the 24 bolts and screws that I had to take out. Not too bad, a little rusty. Just had to take my time to do it, and I just have to take that strap off the back. And when you hear from me again, I'm gonna have to make a decision on what type of wood or what type of product I'm gonna use to replace that wood. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so I'll see you in a few. I'm back. Here's the arms of the park bench. I've just finished spray painting them. Put a couple coats of spray paint on it. I got them leaning up against this chair so they could dry. Trying to get them to dry evenly. Used a can of Rust-Oleum black. And here's the strap that goes on the back. I painted, spray painted. So we're on the move with this project. Now I just have to decide what type of wood I'm going to go back, or some type of maybe PVC laminate type of board or application, so I don't have to worry about it, worry about painting it or rusting out or rotting out. So once I make the decision, I'm going to go to one of the big supply houses and pick it up, and I'll get back with you on the application of the boards, or what type of seating I'm going to use for this bench. Okay guys, I'm back. As you can see, I decided to go with treated lumber for this project. Wasn't quite sure what to use. I knew I couldn't go back with a pine or something of that nature, a real soft wood, so I thought the next best thing would be a treated wood, which would hold up pretty good outside. And again, you know, hey, I apologize for not showing the application of me actually installing the slats on the bench, but I didn't think, or I didn't want to bore you guys with sitting there watching me drill 24 countersink holes for the screw application. As you can see, there's 12 on each side, 12 holes on the left, 12 holes on the right. Each slat is 48 inches in length, and I had 12 of those, and a strap in the back You see there's a metal strap that I had to put on the back of this bench. Again, excuse me for my camera action here. So I put it together this afternoon. Put the bench together this afternoon. Like I said, for 1 to 10 difficulty for your average homeowner, I would say maybe a 7. You know, something may take you a couple weekends. You just have to take your time. And I use the old bench as a template. You know, just measuring, taking their measurements and reusing them. So this is the bench put back together. I am going to stain it. I just have to pick out a stain. I'm going to let it sit like this for a couple days, and a friend of mine told me it's best to let, before you treat treated wood, to let it sit for a little bit. Not sure how much truth is in that, but I'm going to do it. It's not going to hurt anything. So when you see the bench again, you'll see which color stain I've picked out and the end product. As you can see, I've stained half of the park bench. I'm using a stain from Valspar. Is for decks, siding, fences, and outdoor furniture. There's one coat exterior stain and sealer. So it'll protect up to 4 years, so we'll see. And I'm using a foam applicator and a pair of gloves to keep the stain off my hands. I know I'm doing it a little backwards. Most folks would have stained the slats prior to installing them, but I'm doing this on the weekend. I'm what you call a weekend warrior. I do have a full-time job, so I'm always trying to get things done the best I can, but the quickest way. I do, however, suggest, if you do have the time, like some of the guys I have seen do this, to stain the slats prior to installing them. Save you a lot of time and some cleanup afterwards on your ride on on the arms of your bench, where I'm having a little stain get on the black of those arms. So, but I'm going to clean that up. Shouldn't really bother it too much. So it's looking pretty good. The color I'm using is it's called Canyon Brown. So I'm going to put maybe a couple coats on there, front and back. I think I'm going to put a few more coats on the front than I will the back. Just my own theory, just to let the wood breathe, not saturate it so much. I like to penetrate the wood, to treat it, but not overkill it. But when you see me again, I should have the bench completed and the end of the project. Just finished the park bench. I was working on Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. Again, I'm just a weekend warrior. I think it turned out pretty good. Put a couple coats of the stain on it. Sanded it down. Most of this is just having the time to do it and the desire to do it. Don't get frustrated if things don't go as planned. Just take your time. Pretty sure you can think your way out of it, or think your way through it. Again, this is a weekend project. My park bench. I think it turned out pretty good. It's still drying. Just finished the staining. Excuse me for that lapse in thought. But yeah, so here it is, my refurbished park bench.